all right. Welcome to another edition of One Mic. I'm in the building with my guys. How y'all doing? I got my man Darnell Kirkland Jr. and my man The Hammer. So what's up, Darnell? How's it going?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Blessed and highly favored.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Amen.
How you
Amen.
doing,
That's
Hammer?
what I do. I concur, blessed and highly favored as well, my brother. Yes.
We were getting on Hammer, because Hammer's from Chicago, but spent a lot of time in Wisconsin. So he's, this is like that battle state. You got them Bears and Green Bay, and he's got affinity and connections. So he's dressed up in that Green Bay gear. We had a debate on like how's it. My man Mo tried to come at him, from that Chicago Bears fan was like, how's he wearing the Green Bay Packer gear? But he had to take one for the team because he had some people up there. So we got on you a little bit, Hammer, but I understood.
Man, it was my friend's birthday, turned 57. My best friends I've known for 23 years, man. So yeah, he invited me to the game. I wasn't gonna wear no Bear gear up in there, man. Come on now. I see some fans do that, man. I'm gonna respect the house, man.
I'm glad you did that because
I'm gonna respect the house.
John Harbaugh, our brother grew up with them. So we go and see the Ravens against the Bears, So I invite Mo to come down. For y'all who are long-time listeners, y'all know my man Mo Red. We look out for Red Insurance. They've been sponsors for us on a number of events, so I got to show love. But he shows up with a Bears hat on. Now, my brother Steve. He's like, what are you doing? Like, we're going to be sitting up in the Ravens area, You're sitting up there and now the Bears got the families all the way up. I mean, if you have never been to Soldier Field, like all the way up at the top. And this was the game where they had, like, it was a monsoon. So, there's no place to, like, get out of bad weather. No overhang. Like, water was coming down. People were holding their kids. It was like, it was like we were supposed to be getting on the ark because this was crazy. It was crazy in there. But he came up there with the Bears. My brother Steve looked at him like he was crazy. So I'm glad you respected the house, man.
Man, I was one thing. We'll go to the set, the show, but I was invited by Travion Williams to Badger Purdue game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't wear my Badger gear. I wore a brown sweater and black pants. I didn't wear Purdue. I wore the colors. I didn't wear the merch.
See, that's what Steve did when he came to the. I was guest sideline coach when Bielema was coaching for Madison, and so I had bring guests. I brought Steve. They was actually playing Michigan. Steve wore all black. He understood He understood the assignment. So I was it was kind of crazy for Mo to get on you when he's the one who didn't understand the assignment. So we'll get on him when he comes. For our listeners, please go check us.
In fantasy. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mo. 3 and 5.
We have to
and
find
Darnell 5-1, whooping. Yeah, whooping.
Yeah. So we go. Make sure you go check out stuff on realsportsguys.com or Real Sports Guys on all social media channels. You'll be able to also catch these guys out there sharing it. Please connect with them. That's right. We're gonna kick it off a little bit here on the back page, and it's been a little bit of time since we've been together in the building. I kind of fell down, got caught by the bed a little bit, so I'm on recovery. And it was kind of crazy, so we couldn't get a show in. So we got a lot, I guess, to catch up on. So we might spend a little bit of time here on the back page because I know y'all been chomping. Our text message group has been going back and forth with a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna let this breathe a little bit. I'll start with you, Hammer, and then head over to Darnell. What are some of the things you've been thinking about or focused on in the world of sports?
Snyder. I mean, that's really the big thing. I mean, it's crazy. So, they're gonna give him graceful exit. It seems like, but it's he's gangster. So, I mean, I'm not surprised he put. Probably they got PIs on him. Shoot.
Yeah.
So, but he needs to go, man. Again, it's been a terrible owner, poor culture there, top to bottom. Sexual harassment run rampant. flout Congress. So he just needs to go, man. He can sell it for a nice profit and get back to wherever he did to make his billions to get the. But he needs to be out of football, man. Just no. I mean, and they beat my Bears, which hurt me. But hey, we beat ourselves really. But yeah, that's the thing about Daniel Snyder and the mess going on, the drama. So yeah, that's why I think.
Yeah, Ursay came on out. They said Ursay out.
Yeah, Ursay called him out. Ursay, he's Mr. Drug Addict
I
and
know, I'm like Ursay got all
almost
kinds. But he's like,
passed
go to my
out.
closet.
Had a
Yeah,
woman die. Had a woman OD in one of
yeah.
his homes. And he holding it now. Come on now.
I mean, that is the most gangster group of people. And he talking about he got a PI checking on them. Oh, he made a mistake on that one. That's
No,
like
they got PIs on him.
oh
So
yeah. And then they got other. I mean, like that's when he knew he crossed the line. They had him cornered, and and they're gonna block him in other ways in terms of you hear about
he ain't gonna be that
in
long.
terms of his ability not to be able to get new stadiums and stuff like that because people are gonna be blocking
He
him.
gonna
So
sell,
he
man.
he got to sell.
He
You
gonna
know,
sell very
yeah,
soon, man.
yeah. And I think they look to see what the NBA has done, and I think the owners are like, how are we not doing this? So there's gonna be a little bit more pressure, but the thing about these, like you said, it's a golden parachute. Only thing so he doesn't own the team, but he gets to walk away with $3 billion or whatever he might end up with.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you can create all this stuff and have that happen. Darnell, what you got, man?
Man, Zion is back. We finally got to see him back on the court in the real game, and he looks just like he did when he left. And probably a little bit better. He lost a little bit of weight. He still has that explosiveness. Um, just hoping he can stay healthy for as long as he can.
Yeah, he's playing bully ball on him. He's playing bully ball on him. I mean, in the nest and had
Brooklyn's
nothing
in
for
trouble,
him.
man. Brooklyn's in trouble, man.
Yeah, Brooklyn had nothing for him. He was
They're gonna
bully
have a
balling
coaching
him.
change real soon, man.
He was
Real
bully balling
soon.
him. He was bully balling him. I mean, he was taking hearts in there and smiling and flexing, body looking
Ain't no
good.
hearts to take, especially Ben Simmons. He ain't got no heart.
Yeah,
So
Ben, your boy Perk had me cracking up. He's like, they said he called him a house dog. He's that dog that look out the window with no bark. I said, oh, Perk, don't do that. Don't do that, Big Perk. Big Perk had me falling out. I almost choked on my food when he said that.
that's the truth, though. That's
Yeah,
real.
he's like, you think you got that dog to fit in the house, but he that house dog, that whole, he barking, but he ain't got no real bark. I said, oh
No.
my goodness, that's not good at all. That's crazy. Um, yeah, y'all both mentioned some really good ones. It's been interesting. I mean, looking at that Bills KC game, that kind of a preview to what we might see in the AFC Championship. Boy, them Bills, boy, they like the bullies on the block over there in them streets. That was interesting to see. You can see that team maturing. I still, I've seen Bills teams like this before that were dominant, and then they get to that pinnacle, and they just something happens. I still don't know how they lost 4 Super Bowls. So hopefully this team can overcome that curse of the Bills because they look good. They look like they got all the pieces. They look like they can do it. If they get home field, that's going to be a tough place to go in and win. You know,
They don't miss
the other
Micah
thing is,
Hyde, though. That's a big loss, though. Micah Hyde.
yeah, but the other thing I'm just tired of is analytics and these coaches. I think I was talking to Darnell a little bit about this. Everybody wants to be a genius rather than just a coach, right? Like everybody wants to be known as this genius. And so we got all these young genius folks using analytics and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, for all you people who look at analytics, when you really understand how the analysis works, it's not foolproof. There's error in all of it. You're looking at the probabilities of this working. And so that means that there are other things you got to consider in context. Data without context is nothing. And I watch these cats go on fourth down. I watch these cats do some other things, and they fall behind. This is what the data tells us when it's clear. Anyone who's coached forever is like, this is not the scenario when you do that. And we've seen so many of these cats do some of these things, and it's just driving me crazy because it's just not fundamentally sound. And in a secret, coaches have always looked at data and information. Like yeah, they a little bit more sophisticated about their data now, but coaches have always charted things. Coaches have always used data to make informed decisions. Like this, like even back to when I was like, coaches was always like, we had a great defensive coordinator who they charted and they understood if we made you play, well, how you do it down now, if we make you play left-handed, like if we know what you want to do well on defense, and we find a way to make you play left-handed, we have a good chance of making you lose. Bill Belichick been doing that for years. Bill Belichick been running some of this stuff simple. So these young geniuses, these cats that are data informed decisions without context is driving me crazy. We might have to do a whole show on it. I thought about bringing my guy Damon, because Damon and I talked about this. Damon is like a data wizard. You know that, Carl. I thought about
Yeah,
bringing Damon in to talk about, to really
but you got
get people
common
to understand.
sense. You did
Yeah.
data without common sense don't make sense.
Yes, David. Like it's all context, and you get all these people on ESPN and all this stuff talking about the analytics, and they'll give you all these crazy different ways of analysis. At the end of the day, what's the context? And none of them can tell you that. They're reading off spreadsheets, and it's we don't understand wind conditions. We understand there's a whole bunch of other things and elements that are informing decisions when you're sitting there on the field that you got to take into account. So that's the part that I've watched. I was in the text group. I was like driving me crazy, and your boy out of San Diego is like the king of that. He's like the king of
That's
those
why he's gonna
decisions.
get
And
fired too. That's why
my
he's gonna get fired.
goodness, and I'm watching him
That's
like,
why Sean Payton gonna be the head coach of the
yeah, I'm like,
Chargers this year,
you're
man.
not giving your talent a chance to play because you just want to be the cool cat on the block rather than make the right. So that part is killing me. And then our favorite coach out there in Arizona, man. My goodness.
But you saw
Like,
you see what's happening right now though? It's
what's happening
crazy.
now?
They had 2 pick sixes. They had 2 picks. It's 28-14 and a half, but they had 2 picks. Isaiah Simmons took one of the house, and another brother took one of the house, man. So they got half their points there, and he's an offensive genius.
He's
And
obviously
Vance
genius.
Joseph is the one. He should be the coach of the team. He got a raw deal with Denver, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I
So
think Vance might get another gig, man. Yeah.
so that we're gonna we're gonna keep rolling with maybe some of these topics we'll put on it. So I want to get to the word on the streets, man. The ladies showed out at the O2 Arena. The ladies showed out. Yeah, Michaela and Baumgartner, Carissa out there, and uh, they sold out the arena. They brought it. I wish we could get that kind of love in the States, but that was electric watching. I don't know if you had a chance to check out the fights. I don't
I
know,
read about
Darnell,
it.
huh?
I read about it. Get a chance to watch
But
it.
yeah, Darnell, I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but I just thought that was a
No,
good
Alicia's
program,
so bad.
huh?
I
What's that?
said no. I said Alicia's so bad, but yeah,
Oh
no.
my goodness!
Man, but yeah, it went exactly how we predicted it.
Yep.
We went that went unanimous decision for both, and I said the only knockout of the night was going to be Wilder, and of the picks that we had.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it didn't because Caleb Plant got a knockout too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's the one I want to talk about. I don't have this on this, but we'll get there. But let's finish up with the ladies, man. Like Clarissa Shields that was a fight. She was in a dog fight, but I mean, you see all them belts, how decorated the young woman from Flint is. I mean, she did it, but yeah, Baumgartner from the walkout to the way she boxed, she's a feat now on the rise, man. I mean, those with bad intentions. I was and I had Mare winning, but I was not sure. So um I didn't push back on the final one because I felt like, yeah, I think that's probably right. Like that was the first time I did a card. I was like, I think I'm kind of wrong on this because the most effective punches is actually coming from. I feel like I'm being influenced. You're right, man. She know. I'm looking forward, and then she's like, she ain't giving her another shot. She got to wait in line. I said, boy, she ain't playing. Yeah. Do you think they could?
You know
Do you
she
think they
trained
had a
with,
bill?
right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you know who she trained with, right?
Yeah. What you talking about with Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I saw him in the corner, I'm like, oh, we got Detroit in the corner. Boy, this is bad. You know, he knows. And I heard the instructions. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah. Tony doing his thing, man. You think they could pull something off in the States like that, man? I don't know, but the British are
No,
really
man,
the
no.
UK.
Okay,
Yeah,
the interest.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
the interest.
Europeans got more respect for our ladies
Yeah,
than boxing.
you're
We
right.
don't, man. And like I said, you don't even have these cats watching the game right now, so with the men. So no,
Yeah.
man. No, they did what
Wow.
the Spice Girls did. All that. They're international. That's what's up. So very proud of them.
And I didn't put this on the rundown, but let's talk a little bit. I mean, Wilder, my goodness. I mean, we didn't get enough to evaluate.
Yeah,
Wilder threw
Woo!
Wilder threw 3 punches and knocked him out. Look,
And,
he threw 3 punches in the entire fight.
yeah, he's just
Well,
a
it only lasted one round.
monster, man. I
He
mean,
landed
just
one punch
a
and it was
monster.
I was like, he's out.
Monster.
I had to blink. This is how bad it was.
Don't
I did the
blink.
replay before the replay because you got YouTube TV and everything else. So I'm replaying. I'm like, what did I just see? I didn't even wait for the replay. I was like, what is going on? He tapped him. He was gone.
He threw it off the back foot like Sugar Ray Robinson and knocked him out.
I mean, this is a guy that was beat some people, had some power. He put him to sleep quick. I was like, man, that's a big man to knock down like that.
But the
But
thing
the
about
one I like,
Wilder,
huh? Go ahead.
Big
no,
man knock him
go
down.
ahead.
So he's supposed to be fighting Ruiz next, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What I was gonna say is the thing about that is that's what Wilder looks like at he came in at like 215,
Yep.
and that's really what Wilder's supposed
They
to
came
be.
at 215.
Yes, he
Yep.
came at
215.
that's Wilder's best weight. When Wilder is
Yep.
light like that, he's explosive. He's fast.
Yeah, because when he's heavier with those Fury fights,
Yeah.
you can tell he
He
looks
gets
sluggish.
tired. He gets tired
He
too
looks
fast.
sluggish. That's good. He's 215, man.
Watch your
I need to
frame
see,
is your
that's what yeah, I need to see that fight, replay that fight.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to have all that weight when he got that power.
Yeah.
He got to have the movement and creating the angles makes the power even worse. Because if he's
Yeah.
moving and he's slick and he hit you with one of them good night Irene shots, I mean, your
Oh,
boy laid out. The shot from the side looked like he was dead. He probably almost cried. He went and had to hug and kiss the boy afterward. Came by the room. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do that
you're
to
right,
you.
man. You're
I
right.
didn't mean to do that to you. That's the one to get everybody crying on the sideline. The way he hit him, I was like, my goodness, this man is back. I love the way he just I love the way he's gone back and just gone back to the drawing board and rebuild and giving more. We didn't get a chance to see all he can do, but I got a feeling he can do more, and that was good. But Caleb Plant, man, I've always liked Caleb Plant. You know that. And man, the shot heard around the world. Then he did the grave digger on him. Darrell was a little bit out of pocket. And I was like, man, he out of pocket. Even in the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
But when he put him to sleep, man, Caleb Plant's not that kind of guy that's gonna do those kind of antics, but you could tell it meant a lot to him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. He put it on him. He put it on him. What'd you think about that fight?
Well, Darrell didn't respect Caleb Plant because Caleb
Mm-mm.
Plant's not known as a puncher, so he thought he was just gonna go in it. He's gonna go in there and rough him up. And little did he know that Caleb Plant went to Philly, and he's been training with Stephen Edwards. So he's been teaching him all the Philly, the inside fighting stuff, and he's gonna and he's really rounding out his game, and I think that's gonna make him a lot better fighter. And I think that's the next evolution in Devin Haney's game. It's probably a little foreshadowing, so we might talk about in the near future. But yeah, I think that's something that Haney should do as well. But yeah, I think Edwards is a really good addition to Plant's team because it helps him, round out his game.
Yeah, I think you're right on with that. I think that you know what I love about you can see the evolution. And he's another person like a loss can show you a lot. He lost to Canelo. I think that showed him a lot because he was on Canelo for a while. And then, but Canelo did those Canelo things. But I think a lot of stuff that Canelo learned when he fought Mayweather. I mean, he grew and matured and found the moments. And I think some of he's making those adjustments. And I love when fighters aren't afraid to go outside the box and find something else to continue to prove a game. I just have always liked him. And I was like, man, I like Darrell kind of disrespecting this cat. I'm like, I don't think he's that kind of guy for you to be disrespecting him. But he put it on him. And then I was just blown away because he's not the kind of guy who usually has a lot of antics afterwards. But yeah, he put the grave digger on him, which was right. I gave him a pass on that one because he needed to do that. And then you talk about Devin Haney. He having like, it was a fight he had to do. He did. He took a little bit more probably than he probably needed to do in that one. I think there's some pieces of his game they can do, but yeah, he just got to get out of that weight class. But he had to close the deal on it. There was no other way out of it. He had to go do it, close the deal, and go home, which he did. But yeah, I'm interested to see what he does in the next level because there's gonna be some fights.
You see the weigh-in? You see what he looked like at the weigh-in?
Yeah, he didn't look good at all.
No, it's time for him to move up.
Yeah, every boxer has that moment where you just gotta it's not the right kind of thing, but you gotta close that book, right? You gotta just close the deal. And that was something he just needed to close the deal. He did it. Now he needed to just go on and get on out. But then he said afterwards he's gonna probably stay. Did you hear that?
Bob Arum's pushing it. Bob Arum's pushing it. He said Bob Arum wants him to fight Loma at 135.
How old was Bob Arum, man? Bob Arum been around forever.
He's 90 years old. He's about 90 years old. But Bob Arum's pushing for him to fight Lomachenko and the winner to fight Shakur Stevenson at 135.
But that's just too much. That's too hard for him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just too hard for him. I think that's a good plan for money. I mean, that's a lot of money on those fights. Mm-hmm. Bob Arum was right, but again, you could see that this kid is outgrowing that weight, and you putting him at risk out of those three. He's the one at risk.
But Bob Arum don't care about him.
No, he doesn't. So
Bob Arum trying to feed him to Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, and I'm like,
well, he's trying to feed him to Loma and then feed Loma to Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, and I'm saying let them two can work that out. I'm going up to this next weight, Bob.
Right.
They want to come up here and see me. They can meet me up here. I'm gonna stay in the middle of the street. Right. We can go on up here, and I'm gonna eat one more burger in a week. But if I'm here, I'm not fighting another fight at that weight.
Yeah, all right, y'all. Him in the fight
we said.
And watching him in the fight, doubling down on what I said last time we fought Kambosos, I don't see no Floyd in. I don't see no Floyd. Everybody always try to force the he reminds me of Money Mayweather. Nah, when I see Devin Haney, I see like Lennox Lewis at a smaller at 135.
Yeah.
Except he can't. Lennox Lewis is a heavyweight, so when he hits you, he has the potential of knocking you up. Devin Haney doesn't really have a knockout power, but his actual fighting style reminds me a lot of Lennox.
Yeah, he coming everything off that jab. That jab is like it just cuts you up, and then he coming right behind that. But that jab is going to set the table.
And that right hand was working too.
And that right hand come right at you like boom. Because that's what Lennox you set you up that jab and hide it. And then that right hand come right afterwards and put you to sleep. Now, Bama falls, y'all, to Rocky Top. Man, that was a crazy scene over there. Let me go to you, Hammer. You think the Vols are for real?
No, they ain't for real. They barely beat Pitt, barely beat Florida, and then they had 17 penalties help them. You get 17 penalties, and you barely win the game at home. You ain't for real. You're a fraud. So I mean, a fraud as far as being a championship team. They're a really good team. I mean, Henry Hooker's tremendous in Dylan Hyatt, but nah, man, they're not. Bama would beat them on a neutral site easily. They beat them themselves.
Bama was been looking shaky these last couple games, man.
Man, 17 penalties. They were just out of control.
But that's part of the game, though.
There's something wrong with
lack of discipline.
Saban started to lose control of the program, man. I'm starting to believe that. That's why he started threatening fine cats. Well, he got too laissez-faire, but Saban will get people together. Trust me, Saban will turn around, man.
What I'm seeing, I'm not seeing it. All right.
I'm not seeing a champion right now, but I think they're better than Tennessee. I think they said Tennessee, and they're gonna tear the Gold Coast down. Come on, man, that's bush league. Man.
Well, they
Yeah,
trying to get
go
back
go
up top.
dig
It's been
on
a
go
while,
the
Tennessee,
man.
game.
Tennessee, they
Show
ain't beat Alabama since 2005. They said
Yeah,
that.
I
yeah.
know
You gotta
that.
give them
But
that. Now, if they beat them
again,
next year and do it, then
act
I'll
like
give them
you've
that.
been there. Act like you've been there, man.
They
They
had to
ain't
do
been
it.
there. That's the
Act like
problem.
you've been there.
They
They
don't know
came
act
on
like
that
you've been
team
there.
that
They were
wasn't
there
born
back in
last
the
time
day.
Tennessee
They
beat
got rid
Alabama.
of Big Phil. Then they went downhill.
For some of them
They
kids, the
still have
last
them
time
going
they beat
on, man.
Alabama was when their parents was at Tennessee.
Man, Big Phil had them going, man. They had to get rid of Big Phil. Stupid, man. And go with
Darnell, where you see the Vols, man?
Man, when you say are they for real, like what level of for real are you talking about? Are you talking title contender?
you
You
talking about
talking
Chip,
about a
man. You
good
talking about
team?
Chip.
I
You
mean,
talking
they
about
No,
Chip.
rank
I
third
don't
in the
think.
country.
I don't think they're gonna win a championship, but I think they're a good team. I think they've proven they're a good team, but no, I don't think they're title contenders. I don't think that. But hey, shout out to Kamal Hadden, another iffy kid playing for Tennessee.
All right. So then is Bama in trouble?
Yeah, Bama's in trouble
Not at all.
because they're in trouble because 17 penalties. You've lost control of the program, and then I don't understand what's up with Saban. Pete Golding should have been dismissed at the game, right at the game. They should have brought the police when they bring the state police on there. Should have brought the state police for him, escort him out the stadium because he was stealing money that game. I've never seen Bama defense look that bad. So he doesn't know what he's doing. He's awful. So, but the 17 penalties too, that's on coach. So you got to change the culture. You got to change. I mean, that game was crazy watching that game. And I'm like, this is a Bama team. I mean, it's a
All
Bama
right.
team looking like old school Oklahoma back in the day. Come on, man.
Well, it sounds like Hammer is saying they're in trouble. What about you, Darnell? You said no.
I disagree. I think it was a bad night. I think well, Bama. I don't think this Bama team is that great to begin with. But at the end of the day, I don't think I don't think Nick Saban's lost control of the program. I think I did hear something that was a little troubling to me. Will Anderson after the game was talking about how they were so nervous before the game, in this big environment, and I was like,
Control the
man,
program.
I remember Jonathan Allen would never say this. I remember when Alabama when Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and all them was in there. They was over here walking through people's warm ups, just staring them down and stuff. This is the Alabama I remember. By the end of the day, like you said, Saban's gonna get them right. I wish the one thing I wish I wish I was able to go to Alabama practice today or yesterday just to see what Nick Saban is going to do. But I trust and believe they're not going to have no 17 penalties anytime soon. But
They
they'll be there.
hidden fans too, hidden fans and stuff. The allegation with
Yeah.
Burton.
Jermaine Burton is a knucklehead.
Well, he need to go.
He's not even.
They need to do a Logan Brown on him. He need to be out of Tuscaloosa.
Well, he's not even good. Like, think about him. He's a transfer, right? Jermaine Burton came from Georgia last year. He didn't have a spot. Like he pretty much he was there versus Jameson Williams, right? He was going to be the odd man out at Georgia, so he came to Alabama, and he's still getting outplayed by the younger guys like Trayshawn Holden, Ja'Cory Brooks, and all them. They should be getting reps over Jermaine Burton, so they'll be doing themselves a favor to get rid of Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be some. I mean, you got to see. I mean, they got to figure out how to get some of that receiver play going. Some of these guys who transferred in, are they panning out? The thing about the Bama schedule is they do always have a directional school. They schedule down the stretch, so they have some opportunities to work on some of this because they're notorious for scheduling them directional schools. Some right before the
They're
Army Bowl.
playing Austin P. Right?
Yeah, they were
Austin
playing
P,
something, man. So
right?
so they'll find a way to breathe and recover, which they'll figure it out. They are really good with the scheduling, so I'll give that. So they reset the polls. We got Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, obviously the two at the top, Tennessee at 3, Michigan at 4, Clemson at 5, Alabama at 6. You got Ole Miss at 7-0 at 7. You got TCU, who's quietly making noise at 6-0. UCLA is 6-0, and then you start to get into Oregon, Oklahoma State, Southern Cal. I mean, the Pac-12 it's got some folks sitting here in the top 15 with Utah at 15. So it's interesting. You know, teams like Ole Miss sitting at 7-0, TCU, Clemson is lurking there. They're kind of shaky. Outside of those top four, and take Alabama out the conversation, some of those other teams, do you see them as folks who could make a charge here down the stretch?
No. It's only Georgia and Ohio State, man. That's the only game. That's gonna be the national championship game.
Yeah, I got
the rest of them gonna be playing. I mean, they'll get in the CFP, but the rest of them gonna be in the Sugar Bowl or some, or I mean, not in the CFP up that way. I mean, I don't see a juggernaut up there besides Georgia and Ohio State. That's it.
To be honest with you, I think Michigan beats Ohio State again this year.
I think so, man.
That's that Ypsilanti talking, man.
No, this is the person who I'm not gonna say he roots for Ohio State, but he lifts up Ohio State value. So for
he gives him respect. I mean, because
for Darnell to say that, I mean, Darnell spent time down.
He can't lose credibility. He knows football, but I haven't been impressed with Michigan this year. I mean, prayers out to Mike Hart, but they look terrible until Mike Hart seized out. They had a seizure, and then they
the other way around. They fizzled out when they saw what happened to Mike Hart.
No, but they came back after halftime, and then
when he came back, no, he didn't come back. But when they
when they knew he was all right, then
I don't think that's so.
Yeah, good. I think they're playing a style of ball that travels. And I would always say that about Michigan at all. But I was critic. I was like a little nervous. Right now, they're playing a style of ball. And if you look at their schedule down the stretch, that allows for them to kind of get some things humming. The game they got to watch, trap game to me, is watching that Illinois game. You got to be careful with that one.
I think Bill might beat them, man. They ain't trapped. They might get whooped.
The thing about Ohio State is I think Michigan, in the crunch time, because I think it's going to be a close game, I think Michigan more reliably can I think they're more reliably can score and get, especially in the red zone, because in a game like that, it's going to be physical. Yep. Michigan's going to force them to. Ryan Day, he's at his core, he's a quarterback coach. You know what I'm saying? He likes to pass the ball. Sometimes he has to. Some of the assistant coaches have to nudge him a little bit. Hey, run the ball.
They don't run the ball.
Michigan's going to be out there at cover two. They're going to force them to run the ball. It's going to be too late.
Those are his best weapons, because if he gets them going and the passing game is over, then you got Smith, Nabinga, you got Harrison, they just go, man. You got Fleming, you got it's just crazy.
I just think there's going to be a little bit more turmoil down the stretch than we think with some of these teams. There's some good teams. Like Ohio State's a great team.
They're good teams. They're not great.
Georgia's the bully on the block.
Great. They're good.
Georgia's just the bully on the block.
Good.
Yeah,
good ain't gonna get you that title, man. Good ain't gonna get you that title. Great gets you that title.
Yeah, but I think the stuff that Michigan is doing travels. Team that I can't understand is Clemson. Like they are just they like a fighter on shaky legs.
The thing about Clemson is the best team that they're playing on their schedule is Syracuse.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
they got to get an ACC. They're not going to get an ACC. They will never be. They got to get an ACC, man.
The thing about Clemson, Clemson has a great defense, and actually DJ is coming around. DJ is coming around as a quarterback. I think that might be the chance when
I heard Trower's son on radio. He impressed me, man. Very, very, very well-spoken brother, man. Mm-hmm. I like to say articulate. That gives those bad vibes. We all articulate as black men. Well,
but I still think even though they got all that, they still have the Clemson brand, and so, if they have to, they will give them the benefit.
People don't really pay attention to them a lot because of
the ACC is whack. ACC is whack, dude.
But their defense is still loaded. Like they still have Miles Murphy, Barrett Carter, Brian Brzee, Trent Simpson, Andrew Makuba. Like their team, like the way you talk about Ohio State's receivers, their defense is loaded just like that.
Oh yeah, man. We just saw tonight. You'll see the pic with if you didn't see it on your phone already with Isaiah Simmons. He's sick. Yeah. I saw him play. I was like, man, just put him in the NFL right now. That brother was so bad. I was like, man. Like we can't get that in Wisconsin ever. That
No,
was so bad. I'm like, dang.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll monitor some of those topics, and get it. We'll get into the cipher. It's opening week in the NBA, so we're gonna spend the last part of this podcast talking about some NBA basketball. We've been doing this theme, here with a couple of things, and it's kind of the who do you trust, and so I've been, you know, um, I've always had a couple scenarios we could talk about, as part of who do we trust, or do we trust the scenario to play out? So the first one for you, I'm gonna hit y'all with. I'm gonna hit you with Darnell. Do you trust Brooklyn to figure it out? I had
to what
to,
extent?
to, fig, to figure it out. Are they gonna figure it out and make it happen?
To figure what out? They got like they're going to figure their defense out. Are they going to figure out the half court offense?
Whatever it takes for them to get to the pinnacle.
I mean, no, I don't think so because I don't think they're ever going to have the rebounding they need. And the problem with that is like if you place Ben Simmons with another big to help the rebounding issue out, that kills their spacing, especially in the half court because Ben Simmons is pretty much a big that doesn't like to. It's like the thing about it is the way Zion guarded Ben Simmons is the way everybody else guards Ben. Like is the way that everybody else guards Zion. By the end of the day, Ben Simmons doesn't attack it the same way. Like Ben Simmons, he has to eat up the space and attack downhill. But he likes to, he's a point guard at heart. You know what I'm saying? And in his mind, he thinks he's like Magic Johnson or something. So he wants to pass the ball around and facilitate. And I think that will help a little bit, especially in transition, getting the being a connective tissue. Because like the Brooklyn Nets are it's either Kyrie's turn or is it Kevin Durant's turn. And sometimes we have Ben Simmons, he can kind of facilitate the ball around. But at the end of the day, when you have that other big in there, it kind of mucks things up. So I think at the end of the day, the offensive issues, I don't know. I think you're always going to have that trade-off of, or do you want to have the better offensive lineup on the floor, or you want to have a better defensive lineup on the floor? And at the end of the day, in basketball, I know everybody, all the rules are shaping towards offense, but at the end of the day, defense wins championships in the NBA, and we can prove it because last year in the finals, the number one defense in the NBA played the number two defense in the NBA. The Celtics played the Warriors, and the Warriors won. The year before that, the number one defense with Giannis and the Bucks, they won a championship. You know what I'm saying? The year before that, LeBron James and Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis and Alex Caruso and that defense, they won the finals. You know what I'm saying? And defense in the playoffs, it's not all about defense. You have to have defense. You have to have a guy that can score and an offense that can score against different types of defenses. So in that case, I don't think the Nets will be able to overcome their issues.
All right, I think you're making some really good points. I think one of the things they're missing is who's the enforcer, and this gets back to the element you're talking about. I think they don't have that person that you say is the enforcer. They were hoping the one thing that Ben would give them is that presence on defense, but even when he's playing great and deep defensively, he's not that enforcer. He's not Draymond, right? He's not that vocal talking, and they're missing that level of energy coming off the bench or coming somewhere that you can speak to, because it's back to, I think I've always said, I think you hit it around the head, you have to be able to get stops. Like at some point, stops are going to be the difference between you advancing or not. And people always, again, he's supposed to get caught up on analytics and everything else. And the lens in which they look at it is very offensive in the way that they think about it. But when you think about, like you said, those teams that they understand that they have to get stops, and they put that time in throughout the season to develop that philosophy around how they're going to do it. I just have no clue. And part of it is I've never seen Steve Nash a part of an organization that did that.
Yep.
So normally when you don't have that, like Doc Rivers did one time, you bring in the defensive coordinator. You bring in somebody who could do it. I don't see him creating that and make it happen. And
I
that's
don't see him
frankly
being
that's how he
coached. I
plays.
don't see him being coached by December, man.
Yeah. So
Weird.
the other thing is they ain't gonna figure it out, and he like somebody said today, he gonna be back in Canada by December.
Yeah.
Working with the national team up there.
They really need Ime Udoka to get fired,
Yeah.
so he can come back. But that's not gonna happen.
Well,
No.
the Boston did say that they would release him if a team was interested in getting him, so they might get some calls.
Well, they need to be interested in getting him.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah.
All right, Hammer. I'll start with you. Go back. Do you trust Golden State to repeat?
No, because the videotape speaks volumes. You know, they won the other night. They got dissension on the ball club. I mean, they paid my guy from Milwaukee, but I mean, you cold clock somebody. You see that tape. That ain't the first time Draymond done that. You know, even in practice probably. So I mean, that's a problem, man. So I just don't see it again. I think they're going to make the finals, but they don't win another chip. I got my money in the Bucks. So no, again, like I said, I think I like Wiseman look good. I mean, they're solid, but I just think there's dissension in the locker room. You don't allow something like that. I mean, dude just clocked it. I was like, wow, like is this WWE? This is the NBA. I'm like, man, and like I said, it wasn't fake either.
No.
So it was like the Saginaw right.
He went very Saginaw in that video. He went very Saginaw in that video.
Yeah, he did. He could hurt somebody really badly too, man. That's not. That's what scares me because you hit somebody that hard, man. Anything can happen, man.
But my whole thing was he was walking up on him, and Darnell said, protect yourself at all times. Like he walking up on you, and I saw no protection stance. I'm like,
you from Milwaukee, man. They ain't Saginaw, bro.
It's a Midwest thing. I'm like, protect yourself at all times when he's walking up on you.
I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee
You
ain't Saginaw.
You always have that question. Why are you walking up on me? You know that. You always ask that question just as a check question. Yeah. Why are you walking up on me? So then you can brace yourself. I saw none of that at all. I'm like, we got to figure that one out. Darnell, you think they can repeat?
Yeah, they're my favorites to repeat. Yeah, and I don't understand what Hammer's saying. He said they gonna get to the finals, but he don't see them winning. If the Warriors are in the finals, I'm not betting against Steph Curry at the end of the day. And it's not just but I think they're another year they're gonna get even better. Klay Thompson's gonna have another year under his legs. You know what I'm saying? After those injuries, they're gonna get more contributions out of the young fellas. Wiseman is back.
Yeah, Wiseman back. He looks good. Yeah, Looney's still solid.
Moody's gonna.
I like the Bucks, especially if they brought back Ibaka. I like that. I like the depth they have.
Yeah, I like the Bucks too, but
Jaren Carter is one of the most underrated defenders in the league, man. He's gonna be in crunch time.
Who, Javon Carter?
Yeah, Javon Carter, player, man.
Javon Carter from West Virginia.
Yeah, from West Virginia.
Carter, he's from Chicago. But also,
I know that.
He's from Chicago. But
I know that.
But the thing about if he played Javon Carter, they're just gonna be able to build a wall. Because if he playing and Drew Holiday playing, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna sag off and there's more bodies on Giannis, and Giannis gonna have to just fight through more stuff.
Giannis will fight through it. Giannis beast, man. Giannis came off the streets.
I'm about to add that perspective when we get to talking about the championship stuff. So I think something Hammer just brought up. If you had to trust somebody, who do you trust to make it to the finals between Boston and Memphis? Hammer.
True, neither.
If you think one of them was gonna make it, who you think gonna make it?
Well, it'll be Boston, but I don't trust the interim coach. But and I think Memphis showed last night. I mean, they look very unimpressed. I mean, they need another star on the team. They need another star with John Morant. They need their third player. I mean, Jaren Jack's supposed to be their other star. They need another star. I mean, Bane and other than they're not stars. So. But yeah, I'd say Boston right now, but that's it. They didn't look tremendous, and the Bucks just beat the Sixers on the road. Sixers are a hot mess right now. So I take Boston, but they ain't winning no chip. They got enough dissension on the ball club, a bunch of mess, and Danny Ainge Spector's still out there, and his connections, and so.
Darnell, what about you? If you had one of these teams making the finals, who you think gonna make it? Who you trust?
Boston.
He didn't hesitate, man.
No, because I think Boston can actually do it. Especially when they brought on Malcolm Brogdon. I think
Malcolm Brogdon's always hurt, bro. Don't be fooled. That's all Milwaukee. He's a bougie ATL. He's the epitome. He's the stereotype bougie ATL in the club. Cat, light skinned cat.
My goodness!
It's okay to have one. It's okay to have one or two of them when you got Grant Williams up there. You got Robert Williams over there. You what I'm saying? You got Marcus Smart. He don't got to be the junkyard dog. They got junkyard dogs, and I do trust their coach because I think the coach can keep the culture because Ime Udoka already set the culture, and now you got Joe Mazzulla in there from Press Virginia. He played for Huggy Bear, Bob Huggy.
Yeah, who got caught cases in Morgantown. That dude caught 2 or 3 cases in Morgantown. I don't trust that brother. Everyone thought M.A. was he had Nia Law. Everyone thought he was the great, and then he got exposed. So shoot, I don't know what bruh's doing. Ooh, he might be doing some.
He look like he got a handle on it. Yeah, I feel like I agree with you. I think Boston. This is the opportunity for now that the culture's set for those 2 superstars to drive the culture. And the first game. It's clear that the locker room is policing. They taking care of this. They're gonna keep it going. They're gonna be an interesting group coming out.
Get Robert Williams back too. They're gonna be
to get Robert back. I think and you gotta love a coach. Is he got his routine? They went through his whole routine, and then right before the game, they got a ritual where they play 4-on-4. They go hard at it for 4-on-4. Where you got the coach. He was doing that assistant, so he continued to do it as a head coach. And so the coaches and folks. They go at it 4-on-4 and balling. So he keeping that competitive spirit going, letting the youngins know he still got game. All right, who do you trust to get it right, Westbrook or Simmons? I'm gonna go with you, Darnell. Who gonna get it right?
Simmons got to get it right because Westbrook going home, and Westbrook don't go to because you. First of all, I can't trust Westbrook at all because he tried to pull the trick because you talking about dissension in the locker room. The Lakers got dissension in the locker room because Darvin Ham tried to experiment putting starting Westbrook on the bench, bringing him off as the 6th man, and Westbrook faked the injury. He said, and in the post game press conference, he said, me coming off the bench definitely contributed to me pulling my hamstring. He said, I don't know how to prepare for the game, but if I'm not starting.
Oh, man. Westbrook is on a whole nother level. I mean, all the things. I mean, Chris Paul doesn't play down the stretch. And he doesn't say anything. He's doing his stuff, blah, blah, blah. Contrast that to Westbrook, he pulling a hammy. I mean, it's just, this cat is like, I'm doing me the way I'm doing me. But at the same time, I don't know what to say about Simmons.
It's neither, man. I mean,
you got to pick one, though. This trust me.
You got to pick one.
Westbrook is unplayable.
Nah, he's not unplayable. I mean, at least he shows up. At least he's not. I mean, you take Westbrook by default, but I think actually he just needs a trade. But Pelinka's so stupid. Give up the 1st round picks. I mean,
I'm making that trade to get Buddy Hield.
I'm making that trade.
I'm making that trade.
That made no sense. What did they turn down? What was the trade again?
The trade was Westbrook and 2 firsts for Miles Turner and Buddy.
Yeah, and Hield, right?
Yeah, I'm making that with no
stupid,
problem.
Man, he's stupid.
I'm making that one with no problem.
I was making that yesterday.
No brainer, man. Some picks. some picks.
like Plinka don't disappoint me.
I get credit. If you OKC and you get like 13 of them, yeah, some of them gonna pan out. Yeah, that's what you need. I can understand that. Or what Utah did, they still came out one nice, had a nice game of the night. Came with like 15, 10 picks. Yeah, you're gonna eventually hit on 2 or 3. But you talking about two in the deal, like it's gonna break your franchise. Come on, man.
All right. So, complete that sentence. We've done this before. I want to trust blank, but these are the reasons why I can't fully trust it. You want to trust blank as it relates to the NBA season, but these are the reasons you can't trust it. Hammer.
Man, you can't trust Ben. You can't trust Ben, or you can't trust Doc Rivers or Ben Simmons. I mean,
so you want to trust Philly, but you can't what?
Oh, I want to trust. Well, what's the question again? Rephrase the question.
I want to trust blank. I want to trust something that's NBA related, but these are the reasons why I can't trust it. So it sounds like you want to trust Philly to do something, but
okay, no. I put it this way. I want to trust. I want to trust GSW, but I'm afraid of the Draymond and Jordan Poole drama. Yeah,
that's going to erode it over time. It's going to take a toll on it.
Man,
all right,
you saw a punch. I mean, videotape don't lie.
Yeah,
that's a felony, really.
Yeah, but fights like that happen in a lot of locker rooms all the time. Fights like that happen in sports locker rooms all the time. They just don't get caught on tape.
I
agree. So I think that's what
caught on tape. That tells you something else too. Somebody he's got a hater in the organization. The fact that tape was in the
there's some, but the people come back from fights some people are sometimes able to come back from fights like that in locker rooms.
But the tape was leaked. That tells you there's more decision. That tells you that he has a hater trying to destroy him inside the team.
Yeah. So, but they,
it's not championship. It's not championship.
But we see a lot of championship teams manage that stuff for the reasons of
they ain't the Bulls, man. They ain't the Bulls. Michael used to whoop a lot of cats, but they ain't the Bulls, man. They even go there.
But they are as close to it in terms of being a solid organization that just kind of moves through stuff.
They ain't close to.
I agree with you. I mean, that's your issue. So I'm not going to argue. You put it out there. We're going to track it. Darnell, for you.
I want to trust the Brooklyn Nets, but don't have enough defense.
They have no common sense. They're a bunch of crazies. They got KD asking for a trade. You got Kyrie who won't get vaccinated. Clowning too. You got
my thing. I feel like I tell you right now. I look at the situation. Kyrie
trying to fire the coach, Sean Marks, and fighting Sean Marks. That's just a debacle. That's why.
But I'm gonna tell you right now.
Kyrie, Harden went out there real badly. He was like, "I'm out of there," and you see why. That's some craziness, man. And that team could have been. Woo! I saw them play the Bucks. They look, man, even when Harden went in, I mean, Harden looked great now, but man, he wasn't in shape balling.
All right. Mine is I want to trust Denver, but I can't trust Michael Porter Jr. to deliver on 60 to 65 games a year. And I'm not sure how Jamal Murray is going to come back. But the key to that is just I don't know if Michael Porter Jr. is going to be able to deliver at the level he needs to deliver on a consistent basis. They're going to talk a lot about Jokic and stuff like that. And I think Denver's got a nice squad, but I think a lot of that hinges on, Michael Porter Jr.'s ability to deliver, at a high level on a consistent basis. And I don't know. I think he's going to have some breakout games, but I don't know if he can give it to you 60, 65 games a year where you need as one of the big three. I think Murray and Jokic are going to give you what they give you, but they need Porter to be consistently delivering. And so that's the part that I'm worried about as I think about Denver. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about some predictions, and the winner is that's what we gonna focus on. So Eastern Conference Finals. Who you got beating in the Eastern Conference Finals? I'll kick this off. I got Milwaukee and Boston meeting in the finals. I think Milwaukee is going to take it. One of the reasons I think Milwaukee is going to be good is we talked a little bit about Javon Carter. I think Javon Carter is kind of like their version of 94 feet, Pat Beverly. They kind of get on your skin. that guy that's kind of going to be that junkyard dog. He comes from that Huggy Bear kind of world. Don't mind getting after you, and I think that's something they need to do. I
And who
think
cut him? Who cut Jerron Carter? Man, who cut Jerron Carter?
The Nets, they cut him,
Yeah,
and they cut
thank you. That tells you
and they
how
cut
bad
the
that
other one.
franchise is.
They caught Bembry too, DeAndre Bembry. They had
Yeah,
two of them that
a
did
bunch
the
of
same thing.
idiots. Bunch of idiots.
I,
Sean
I
Mark,
think I think
please.
Ingles will pay dividends by the time we get to the playoffs, and I
He's
think
gonna be real good.
Grayson Allen he's finding a home and a place there. I think that's going to be a good thing. I think Boston's going to be tough for all the reasons we talked about, but I think by then, I think Giannis is going to do his thing to get them to the finals. Who you got on the Eastern Conference Finals, Darnell? And then we'll go to Hamp.
Man, um, I got the same. I have the same Eastern Conference Finals. I have the Celtics and Milwaukee, except for I have the Celtics winning the game.
Mm. Okay, who you got, Hammer?
Great minds think alike, bro. Enough said. There ain't no arguing. We ain't arguing Andrew Thomas. Tristan
Hey,
Brooks.
Andrew Thomas is the number one rated offensive tackle.
Man, let's come back to week 17. Tell me that. Come back to
All
week
right.
17. Tell me that.
We're going to get to the Western Conference. I'll start off again. I got Golden State going against the Clippers. I think the Clippers, with the addition of, I'm thinking about, I look at this: John Wall, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Bethune, Luke Kennard, Reggie Jackson. I mean, we're not even talking about the top one. I think they got a lot of ways to play. Got a great coach. I think they'll get there to the finals. But the champs are the champs. I think they do what they do. In the end, Steph is Steph, and it's going to be. I can see that thing going 7, and then Golden State making their way back to the finals. Who do you got in the Western Conference finals, Hammer?
Phoenix, Golden State. The Phoenix will, redeem themselves from their debacle last year, and I think Aiden will grow up, and they'll trade him after. And I think, that's what I got.
He looks so disinterested. I don't trust Phoenix. That was another team I was going to have on my. I wanted to trust him, but for the reasons. I looked at Phoenix last night. I mean, I know it's an opening game, but Aiden doesn't look like he's on the same page. I saw some exchanges. They ended up winning that one last night, but there's some things that gave me a little bit of worry watching Phoenix last night. I just
need
think
to repair
they
a
missed.
relationship.
I think they missed their window.
Repair a relationship. I mean, put it this way, they matched the offer.
Yeah,
they weren't stupid. They matched the offer. I told y'all they matched the offer. They ain't gonna let him go for nothing.
Yeah.
So they just have to build back trust. I mean, trust was really burned last year. I mean, and then it's kind of shenanigans they went through. They're selling wolf tickets. They weren't going to let him go for nothing. The first pick of the draft. They're not stupid. So so I think they'll get it together. They'll get chemistry back. It just needs to be. They need to build a relationship back. Need some. They got sports therapists. They need a therapist in there. Help the locker room out. But I like Phoenix deep as I don't know what, man.
All right, who you got on the West, Youngin?
I got the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors.
Ooh.
I think Jokic is going to wreak havoc on a lot of teams, especially the Clippers. I think the way the Clippers, I like the way the Clippers are built. They have a whole bunch of wings, especially against the most teams. Their way that they are able to switch on defense is going to cause them a lot of problems. But true, against Denver, I don't think it's going to work because nothing's going to be big enough to guard Jokic, and Jokic is going to cook them. Right, and also their wings, they're big wings that can switch, but they're not necessarily quick that can necessarily take advantage of their lack of foot speed. So,
like Kennard, yeah.
But on the other end, and shoot, Paul George and Kawhi too. They're not that fast, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think the Warriors will be able to exploit the Nuggets just like they did last year. Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, they're way too quick. They're going to bring Jokic and the other bigs up to the top, and they're going to hunt them the whole series. And I think that's going to lead the Warriors to another victory, and they're going to advance to the finals.
And you have the Warriors facing the Celtics
Again, yeah.
Yeah. So and you got the Warriors winning.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have the Warriors facing Milwaukee. I have Milwaukee winning. I think in that series, when you have people like Holiday. I think Holiday is going to give Steph some problems. I think you got these other junkyard dogs going on with them, and then Giannis. I think defensively, I think that's a team that can match up and give Golden State some problems and defend there on the perimeter and really make it difficult. And then people forget about Middleton being that closer. And the way they got going. I think Giannis is on a revenge tour. I think as he says, the best player is a player who ends up with the championship. I love his attitude, and I think he wants to be the best player, and he knows that part of that is the last person standing. So that's what I got. Who you got, Hammer?
Man, great minds think alike. I mean, I would have said what you said exactly. I mean, I think Milwaukee just balanced. Middleton will be able to come back, injury nice and fresh. Get him in there. They got great, like I said, great defense, great balance. I like the fact they brought Ibaka back for some bulk and some size in there. That was a nice move. They got Connaughton. He's hurt, but they'll bring him back. They get have a nice deep squad. They play defense. And you're right. Miss Chris Muller is one of the most underrated cats in the game. And he was hurt last year. He's going to be healthy. He's going to ball out.
And so if we get into kind of the awards with MVP, Hammer, who do you guys the MVP?
Man, Giannis all day. Give him the trophy right now.
I got Giannis as well. Who do you got? Who do you got, youngin?
I got John Morant. I think John Morant, he's not coming, he's here. And I think he, especially with Jaren Jackson being out for the first part of this season, he's going to come out to a blazing start. And I think he's going to be the MVP of the league.
All right, so we got a vote for John. I'm not knocking that one. I think you made some really good points. We both have Giannis. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Coach of the year, I got Willie Green for the Pelicans. I think they're gonna make a deep run. I just don't think they're gonna have enough pieces. I can see them get to the semifinals, but I think the brothers that team, the Pelicans, they're gonna be putting some hurt on folks. And Willie is really developing and holding that team together. I think he's gonna be a surprise for the Coach of the year. Who do you got, youngin?
I was gonna be right with you, but since you went there,
you can be okay with that. We can both say Willie Green.
I'm there. I'm there.
I like Willie Green a lot. I'm going Tyronn Lue. I think.
Okay. All right. It's best to be right. Don't just be different. Yeah. Go ahead. What you got, Hammer?
Willie Green. When they started off 3-16 last year and closed made the play. I mean, they got the big three now. I mean, I like this brother's got. I mean, he's intense, man. Like I said, they could have given up on last season, and I got to give them credit. They didn't give up. They got in that play-in, and like I said, with Zion looks phenomenal. They just need to keep him off of Bourbon Street. Keep him away from that good food down there. Because I've been down there. You hurt yourself, man.
I feel you, brother.
You hurt yourself, man.
I feel you, brother.
Hurt yourself.
I feel you. Defensive player of the year.
Willie Green, yeah, definitely.
So we got some Willie Green. We got some Ty Lue. Brothers is in the house.
Man, he's Willie Green, man. He's just trying to be different. Just say Willie Green, bro.
Yeah, defensive player of the year, Hammer. Who you got?
Gobert. He's gonna even be better where he's at with Minnesota. That's even more better. That's why I got him. That's why I gave all those picks. Him a cat. Oh my god, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I got Gobert. I'm not even going to try and be different. I think he's in the right place. He's going to be. There's some other people who could push on that, but I think he's going to be in that new. It's tailor made for him to be the defensive player of the year. Who you got, Darnell?
I think if Bam Adebayo plays enough games, I think he'll be right there in that conversation.
He didn't look like it last night, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was thinking Bam. Is he going to be healthy, play enough games?
Last night. That game was
great. I didn't watch the game.
Man, Vooch tore him up, dude. I mean, Bulls look, man, if they could get Lonzo back. Zach didn't even play and they beat him in Miami? They look good, dude. Io, man. Io is
point guard.
A huge leap, man. I mean, oh my God. I mean, that team and your boy Pat Williams didn't show up again. 4 points, 4 rebounds, stealing money. But
stealing money.
Yeah, maybe he's
on that rookie deal.
Cornrows off. Maybe you might play better because the cornrows off. I don't know.
All right. Rookie of the year. Who you got down now?
I got Paolo Banchero. I don't think this is going to be too hard of a decision.
I'm just
He's
saying.
already
I'm just
showed
saying ditto. I'm just
he
gonna
is
say ditto.
he's
Yeah,
Carmelo
ditto
Anthony
too,
mixed with Michael
man.
Beasley. This
Yeah,
guy,
crazy.
He's
he's
the first player. He's the first player to seal the Rookie of the Year in the first game. That
I
dunk gave
agree.
it
Yeah.
to him. The
We had
dunk gave it to
25
him,
and 9, right?
and
25
he had
and
the
9
20,
numbers.
combined.
27, 20, wait, was
Yeah,
it 29, 7 and 7 or something like that?
yeah.
I don't know. It
Only
was
two other
He
players did
balled
it.
out. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
He balled
He
out.
gonna have so many other opportunities to shine, and he ready for it. I've gone 180 on this kid. I was in a whole other place. I'm a believer. I apologize.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't think he was that good.
I
I
tried to
agree.
tell you. No,
Yeah,
I just gotta apologize, man. I ain't gonna
yeah.
even. I'm not even gonna front on it. I gotta
I ain't
apologize.
front of me.
I'm,
I didn't. Yeah.
I did not respect this young man's game. I apologize. I might have had a Duke bias. I apologize. So I'm gonna put it out there on wax because I'm not. I'm person up to do that. I didn't ask you about the six man of the year, but I don't know if y'all have a six man of the year because that one I did put up there. If not, don't worry about it. I think Jordan, with all we said about it, I think Jordan Poole gonna
Clarkson or
go.
something.
I
Yeah.
think Jordan
Oh, yeah.
Poole gonna go.
Poole.
I
well,
Yeah,
think
Jordan
Jordan.
Poole.
Poole is the six man.
Yeah, for Jordan
Yeah,
Poole. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I think Jordan is going for it. He coming out that Milwaukee coming out of him. He's like, y'all might have seen me get knocked down, but I'm getting right back up to do that. All right, y'all. That was a good one. There's a lot. We got it on wax. We got some parting words. It's time to close it on down. We love. I hope y'all enjoyed. We had a really good conversation about a whole bunch of stuff. This is our opportunity just to say something to our listeners, just some parting words. Now we try to be uplifting, but sometimes Hammer is just like Hammer. So we're gonna start with him because we don't know where he's gonna take his parting words. Where you going, Hammer?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it to Major League Baseball. Again, I've never been disappointed in a game that I've grown up with. My late father took me to games. I used to play the video games and the simulation games. This is the worst baseball has been in a generation. It's just rock bottom right now. We got teams that people don't even care about in the finals right now. Dodgers are gone, and because you don't play 162 games to have people lose in a 3-game series. That's stupid. That's why now people are not watching the game right now because of idiot stupidity like that, moronic stuff like that. You play 7-game series. You play 162 games. You play a 7-game series so the fans can really see the true teams instead of these one-hit wonders that are out here right now. There ain't nobody watching right now. So again, and there's no baseball in the hood right now. You don't have great black players coming up right now. I'll bring with Stephen A. There's too many hoops in Major League Baseball. That's why brothers ain't gonna be part of that mess. They get through A ball, double A, triple A. Come on, man. Just play. And so the bottom line is, and then also all these cats, Tommy John left. Tommy John, everybody got Tommy John. And then all the fundamentals are gone. Nobody's bunting anymore. Nobody's moving runners over. You got 18 inning game the other day. Are you serious? So baseball is a rock bottom right now. I even tried to watch it last night, and I'm like, please. I was watching the Bulls game more, and it's a shame. I really only care about the Cubs right now. It's the only thing I watch. I'm strictly local. It's like politics, strictly local now with my baseball. I ain't down with the national. They're not even marketing the game right. If Mike Trout walked down State Street, they wouldn't even look at him right now. If he walked down Michigan Avenue, forget State Street in Chicago. So that's what baseball is at a nadir right now as far as it goes. It's a shame because it's a majestic game. It's a beautiful game. It's being totally mismanaged. And Rob Manfred, they need find a visionary. And not Rob Manfred, who, I mean, you can see him interview. I saw him on Get Up. Just listless. I mean, like a certain person said, I hate to use the term, but it's apropos, low energy. And you know who says that? Low energy. I hate to even use this term, but it's the truth. He's low energy, man. I mean, I can fall asleep listening to just the blah. I mean, come on, man.
All right. Now we know we feeling baseball. Even though I think the Padres celebration after the Dodgers is one of the best celebrations I've ever seen. I had so much fun watching that. Them young cats was out of control, having fun,
I
and
ain't like Dave Roberts about to get
Machado was like
fired,
party at
man.
my house. I mean,
About to
that
get
was so
fired.
fun. I thought it was. I've enjoyed baseball this year, but I understand as a longtime person. All right, Darnell, parting shot, parting
Man,
words.
The Pelicans are coming, right? Zion's back. And for right now, he's healthy. But it's not just Zion. Zion, we all know he's a very talented young player. They got Brandon Ingram as well, but also they got a lot of young talent in Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jackson Hayes. They got the big man Jonas Valanciunas in there, um, and Jose Alvarado. And what a lot of people don't know, well, some people might know, but they own the Lakers pick this year. So as long as Russell Westbrook is on the roster and tanking and and shoot, look like the Lakers might be a playing team this year.
You think
Just
it'll be a
know that
playing
a
team?
play
They ain't
in.
making a playing. They're gonna be just like they were last year. They're worse
Yeah,
than last year.
they gonna be
They're
11
worse than
seed.
last year, bro.
It's his party shot now. Come on.
Hey man, so
My bad.
regardless, yeah, even if they're worse than that, that just goes to my point. The Pelicans are getting the Lakers pick, and can you imagine the Pelicans with Victor Wembanyama, with Amen Thompson, with Scoot Henderson, with what I'm saying, with one of these blue chip guys added next to Zion, added next to C.J. McCollum, added next to Herb Jones, man, things could get scary down in the Big Easy.
All right, that's some good stuff. This week, Brittney Griner celebrated 32 years on this earth, but spent it in Russia. And so, we've been along with a whole bunch of others, just trying to wish her well and pray, and hopefully that she makes it home as part of it, and just to continue to shed light on one of our own who has not made it home, and that we got to continue to put pressure on folks to find a way to get this resolved. And so, happy birthday, Brittany, and good luck, and hope we look forward to having you back home with your family soon. All right, y'all. From all of us here at RSG, it's been good to hang out with you guys. Y'all are always entertaining. I'm sorry we missed. It's been a while since we've been on the air, but we'll see y'all on the other side. Hammer and I will be, I think, up here at the Purdue, Wisconsin game, so we'll be covering it on RSG Live in
Homecoming, baby.
Madison
Homecoming.
and doing
Homecoming.
it for homecoming. And I know Darnell will be near a field near you somewhere this weekend coaching. So hey, we're gonna be out here. But catch us at realsportsguys.com and at realsportsguys on all platforms. Until next time, see you on the other side.